What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Designsmith. Today I'm going to be showing you something that can be very valuable in your career as a designer. A lot of times with your clients that you have, they may not always have a fully vector version of their logo, and most of the time it's going to be up to you to recreate that. Before we get started, please remember to like and subscribe. It really helps my channel and I greatly appreciate it. Okay, so to start off, this is not a real bank. This is not a real company. This is just something that I made up. And the fact that I created this, turned it into a low resolution JPEG just for me to recreate from scratch should show you my level of dedication that I have for teaching you this technique. All right, so the first thing that we need to do here is to recreate this symbol, which we have at very crappy quality. The first thing that I want to do here, and I like to do this with most of my logos, especially if they're clipped on the side like that, is to just basically put a white square around this so I can get some kind of a scale of reference when I'm recreating this. Then I'm going to select the main art right here, and we're just going to drop the opacity down to about 50% or so. And then I'm going to lock it by doing Command or Control 2 on my keyboard. And I'll also lock this square. All right, so now I can click and drag in here. Nothing is going to move this, and I'm good to go. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is activate my pen tool by hitting P on my keyboard. And I'm just going to click right here in the center, and we're going to go straight down, like right around here or so. And then we'll just go over here to the left side, right here. And you can see that's starting to fill in right there, and close this up. Okay, now we have a completely closed loop right here. I'm gonna swap the fill and the stroke just for now. Let's double click on the stroke color and bring it down to black so we can easily see what we're working with. All right, next I'm gonna activate my rectangle tool, and we're gonna go right here to the edge and draw this all the way out here to where we have our smart guides right here. And just a pro tip, if you don't have your smart guides automatically turned on, I highly recommend it for something like this. So just go up to view and make sure that smart guides is checked. Okay, I'm going to temporarily move these out of the way just for a second. So you can see here that these edges right here are slightly rounded. It's kind of hard to tell from this low resolution JPEG, but I made this logo and I know that they're rounded. So just take my word for it. All right, so with our direct selection tool, I'm going to select all of these right here, just these anchor points. You'll notice that these right here are not selected. They have those little white squares right there instead of the blue squares. Okay, so in my corners up here, I'm gonna type 0.125 divided by 4, because 0.125 is an eighth, and we're just gonna divide that by 4. It only has a slight rounding right here, and that's what we want. And now let's select both of these with our selection tool, and we're gonna do Shift X on our keyboard to swap the fill and the stroke. So now these are both a solid. And now I'm going to hold Option or Alt and Shift and bring this over here, and then right click on Transform and Reflect and hit OK. And now that is perfectly recreated and mirrored on the other side. Okay, so we have round, 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 and pointed up here at the top. Well, that's not a hard thing to fix at all. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to select all of this right here, go over here to the Pathfinder tool and click on Unite. And now we're going to grab our direct selection tool and click on this point and go to corners, 0.125 divided by 4, and that will give us the same corners as we have everywhere else. All right, so now let's recreate these columns and this plus sign. First thing I'm going to do is create the plus sign right here, and I'm going to align that to the bank building. So we're going to go like that. Let's click on this vertical part right here, and we're going to copy and paste in front. So that's Command C and Command F, or Control C and Control F. And now with that selected, I'm gonna hold down my Shift key as I rotate. And now I'm gonna Option or Alt, click and drag over here to this side and do the same thing over here. All right, so now we're gonna grab our bank / lookalike house, move it over here, and let's go to Object, Unlock All. We're gonna click on the logo, bring it back up to full opacity so that we can get those colors there. And now we'll select everything that has this dark gray color and just color drop. And we'll select these two, unite them together because that is a plus sign, and then just color drop on this orange right here. All right, so now here is our recreated bank icon, and now all we have to do is recreate the text. And the font that we have for this is DM Sans. However, sometimes you're not going to know what the font is, so this is what we're going to do. Now this site right here, this is myfonts.com/pages/whatthefont, and I'll drop this down in the description for you. But generally, it's a pretty reliable site. So what we're gonna do is upload an image of our logo right here. And I usually click on the area that has the most amount of letters. So we're gonna click on Identify Font. And the font that I used for this is DM Sans. It actually doesn't list it right here, at least at the top. We may be able to find it as we scroll down eventually, but this site can be hit or miss, and to its credit, there are tons and tons of fonts out there for it to analyze. So it doesn't always find it, but a lot of the times you can get an exact match. So just wanted to show you this resource in case you didn't know about it. All right, so let's go back here, and all we have to do now is resize this type, and I'm pretty sure I just set it to optical kerning here, so let's see if we can match this up exactly. There we go. All right, so generally when I'm done recreating everything, I like to move everything back into its original position, and then just grab everything here and move this up. And now we'll click on the type and color drop from this gray right here. And let's throw an artboard behind it. And let's delete this square right here. So there we go. We have taken this really low-res, crappy version of this logo and completely recreated it in a vector version that is now usable for digital spaces. I hope I taught you something today in Illustrator. This is a really good technique to learn and to get really skilled at because it does come in handy when you're needing to position your clients for the digital space. Thank you so much for watching today. Please be sure you hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps me with the YouTube algorithm, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.